Hello everyone. Tonight, actually, I would like to make a video for NPSC interview. I'm making this video because so many people have requested me to make a video on NPSC interview. So I'm making this video without any preparation. So whatever that comes to my mind, I'm gonna narrate here. So if anyone learns something by looking this video, then I think my job is done. So for the NPSC interview, this was my second interview. The first NPSC interview that I faced was when I was 21 and a half years. During the time I got secretariat assistant, and during this time, this is my second interview, and then I got EEC rank 1 this time. So let me first start with the dress code. The dress code is that most of the people generally, like almost everyone that I meet, guys, they wear blazers, they wear a suit, that is either black suit is fine with white shirt, necktie and black suit, or any kind of suit is okay. And for the women, most of them like almost everyone that I saw, they were wearing suits. They were wearing either black blazers or brown. Brown also looks good for women. But for me, what I did was that in my first I wore blazer and long pant, and my second interview, what I did was that I gained a lot of weight, so I was not used to wearing long pant, so I thought that I'll just wear a dress. So what I did was I went to the tailor and I stitched a dress, and it was a formal dress. I'm not gonna make that here. So I wore a formal dress and also a blazer. Yes, so I was the only one who wore a blazer and a dress, because almost everyone who were giving interview on the same day were wearing long pant. So it depends on you, but most of all, I would suggest that it is better that you wear a long pant, because I was wearing dress, but I tried to fake myself that I tried to think that I was wearing long pant, and I was quite confident with it. So if you're confident with it, you can go with a formal dress, but if you are not confident with it, then you can, most of the people generally wear a suit, like long pant and the blazer suit. So for both male and female, for female they can use brown looks good on women, and for male they can use black color, that looks good. So yeah, most of the people interview, who comes for interview, whoever comes to the interview, I feel like all those aspirants are very good aspirants, because you know the strategy, you know the method. That is why you come to the interview. So whether you're getting selected in the final list or not, I feel like it depends so much on fortune, on your timing. So even if you're not able to qualify in the final list, that means that there is a surety that you can qualify in the next attempt. You have to write again from prelims again. But if you have gone to the interview, and you're preparing for you're writing the NPSC, that means you're a good candidate. So even if you don't clear this attempt, it means you will surely clear the next attempt. So if you are going for the interview, then I'm first congratulating you, because you're a very good candidate and you have all the potential to be selected in this exam. It's just that you have to wait for your timing, and that you have to be persistent enough, and you don't have to give up. So in interview, I'll discuss about my second interview. Personally, for me, interview has been quite exciting. I never feel scared for interview, because but there's different types of people. You may be somebody who is very scared of interview, but I will tell you that all the people who will interview you that day, they're just human beings. So just think that you are meeting some uncles and aunties, and you are getting an opportunity to tell about your opinion, and you have to congratulate yourself, and you have to be proud of yourself that you have come till this far, and that you are given an opportunity to express your opinion. So just take it as an opportunity. So last year there were only one board, so it was like a big room conference hall. And then on the day of the interview, let me see that let me tell you that this is like the NPSC hall. And if you go here NPSC, then your name, you have to carry your call letter. First of all, you have to carry your call letter. Then you have to carry the different documents for verification. Then first you go to you reach the NPSC hall. Then you verify all that. Then after that there will be certain port. In that port your name will be written, and also the day of your the timing of your interview, and also whether you're going first, second, everything will be written in that port. Then next you are taken to upstairs, and in that upstairs there will be around 15 or 20 of the candidates who are giving interview on the same day. So you will be allowed to wait here, so you can sit on the chair. This is you and there's so many of your friends here. So you can read, what you can do is that you can read newspaper on that day. Newspaper is very important. Read the newspaper of that day. You can actually, they don't provide newspaper, so you can purchase it, or you can take the newspaper at home and you can print that and read it. And even if you didn't bring the newspaper, then some of your friends will be having the newspaper, so you try to request them and read it. And also don't be so much anxious. What I did was that for me, I was giving my interview with one of my best friends. So we meet some people, and then we were laughing the entire time. And don't laugh, don't be so much excited, but try to remain calm. And you can also try talking with your friends if that helps you. Don't think about don't think that this is the end of the day, this is the end of your life, that this is gonna decide everything. Don't be so much anxious, because if you think that this day is very important for you and that it's gonna decide everything, then you'll be very nervous. Just take it as any normal day, because it's also mind game. Just believe in yourself that you can do this, that you have come till this far, and if God has brought you till this far, then take it as an opportunity where it is time for you to display your talent, to display your knowledge to the interviewer. So take it as that way. So just say that yours is second. Mine was third or fourth. So it was my turn to go on the third or the fourth. So I went, and I was the first woman to enter. So you will be asked to enter, and when you enter, you can open the door, and you can say good morning. If it's morning, then you say good morning, sir. Then may I come in, sir? Then you wish everyone. Then there is a big table here. During my time, there was a big table here, and here the chairman was sitting. Then there was another chairman. I think chairman, yeah. Chairman. Then there was there was another male interviewer here. Another female interviewer was there. Then another male interviewer here. Then another IS fellow was here. Then another IPS fellow was here. He was also male. So you can say good morning, may I come in, sir? Then after that you say good morning, sir. Then after that you wish the chairman. Then you wish the female member good morning, ma'am. Then you can wish the others good morning, sirs, and so on. Now after you go, you sit on the chair. You ask them, can I sit? And they will say, okay, you can sit. And then, since in NPSC we don't provide a deaf, one of the first thing that they ask is introduce yourself. So I got here an idea that when you try to introduce yourself, you try to speak what you are good at. What you want them to ask the questions on. For example, I say that my name is Imkung Naglaot, and I was not quite confident of my economics background, because I did my graduation in economics, but I've forgotten everything about economics, and I knew that I won't be able to answer much answers on the economics question. So I said that I'm interested in international politics because I really wanted them to ask international politics. But one unfortunate thing about me was that they couldn't. I think I said it so fast that they couldn't understand international politics, so they didn't ask me any question in international politics. I told them that I'm interested in reading autobiography. I'm interested in public speaking, and I worked as a secretariat assistant before. So what I saw is that you can hear when you're introducing yourself, you can tell here whatever you want them to ask questions on. For example, like you want them to ask questions. For example, like if you have studied history and then you want them to ask question history because you're very well versed in that, and you can say that I'm interested in. I studied history and during my graduation and masters. And if you want them to ask questions your hobbies, then you can say that I love reading books, or I love to play badminton, and I love bird watching. You can say those things. Okay, so when you try to introduce yourself, it's better that you try to list down the things that you want them to ask. Okay, so my suggestion, so I told them I introduced myself, and the chairman said that you are interested in reading autobiography, then will you write my autobiography? And so on. I said okay, I'll write. And it was a follow-up questions. It was like a normal conversation. And he asked me about our sentence, like about 33. Since I was the first woman who entered because the other were male, they asked me question on, and my name also ends with Ao. It's in Konukla Ao. So they asked me questions on like why our sentence is against this 33% reservation, and how will you try to persuade our sentence to give importance to 33% reservation so that they can comply with what you're suggesting. And after that, the other sir, he asked me something to tell about to tell he asked me a question about to tell something about Queensland district. I couldn't say much, so he asked me some factual questions. Yes, there were some factual questions that I couldn't answer. And then if you can't answer any factual questions, so don't be shy, or don't be tense, or don't be scared, because we can't answer everything. And when you can't answer any factual questions, then that shows that instead of beating around the bushes, when you tell that you do not know the answer, then that shows that you're very honest. So when they asked me about like who was the president of our sentence, I really didn't know. So I said that I don't know, sir. And also they asked me questions on who is the president of what's a Montang. I'm like quite embarrassed. Now I know, but during the time I didn't know. So I told them that I didn't know. Then the other female member, she asked me questions about what I do as an essay, about my job profile, about I'm not able to recall since it's been 1 year, but she asked me certain questions which I was able to give answers on. And the other male member, he asked me on the today's that day newspaper, because that day newspaper there was the Supreme Court direction about the DGB tenure in the Prakash Singh case, So I give my answers on that. That is why I'm saying that reading that day newspaper is very important. Then he asked me lots of follow-up questions. For example, like panchayats, he asked me on panchayats, he asked me on women's role in panchayats and things like that. And the other sir, he asked me, the other IAS fellow, there was an IAS fellow here, so he asked me questions on some geography questions, facts. And then also he asked me questions on why culture is important, whether we should change the culture or not. It was mostly opinion-based questions. And then the other IPS sir, he was in IPS, inducted as an IPS, I think. So he asked me questions about why I'm in SA. I entered SA at a very young age. Then I can get promotion fast, and why I want to opt for other exams again. So I try to justify my decisions of why I'm writing this exam again. Then he asked me again many questions which I am not able to recall. Then after that again, the another male interviewer, this guy, he asked me some questions on women again. And then the other the other guy also, he asked me some other questions. And after that, the chairman, it was around like 30 minutes, my interview went on for 30 minutes. Then the chairman told me that let's just stop here, that because we have to interview the others also. So I thanked them, and then it's 5:30. And after that, you have to sign a paper, like you have to sign that your interview is over. Then I said thank you, then I came out. And then I came out, and I waited for my friend's interview because hers was after mine only. I waited for some hours, like 2 to 3 hours for her, and then we came out together happily. And both of us also, we got selected in the same year. So what I would like to say is that it's very dirty. First thing that you have to remember is that be very confident. Confident is everything, because here they have written very carefully that they are not testing your knowledge, they're just testing your personality. That means when I tell you, like, if you're asking questions on facts and if you don't know, then tell them honestly that you don't know, because if they get you telling a lie, then they'll deduct marks on it. Second is that people say that interview, they take money, they take all this, and then it depends on the lots of nepotism, corruption going on, but I don't think so, because I belong to one of the poorest section of the society. I didn't give a single bias. Neither of my friends did give any bias, because I know them. They have been a very good student and they have worked very hard for it. So there's nothing as such. Believe in God, believe in your hard work, and believe that if you work hard, then this job is for you. The third is that you have to believe in yourself, because if you can't believe in yourself, then people won't be able to believe in you. So you have to believe in yourself. Fourth is, don't take tension, because if you take that this is the day that you have been waiting for, and this is like do or die situation, then you'll be more tense. And when you're not able to answer a certain question, then you'll be very tense, and that will impact your the rest of the interview. Just think that what I think is that I used to think that I'm meeting a group of uncles and aunties in a cafe, and we're just having a simple conversation. They're just human beings, right? So just try to, even if you can't, try to fake it, like try to make believe in yourself. Try to think that you're just trying to create a scenario wherein you're just meeting some uncles and aunties in a cafe. Fifth is also, dress is very important, like what you're gonna wear. Don't just try wearing on that day. If you want to, there's so many mock interview available even in Nagaland. They are conducting it for free, or they're charging some money, that I'm not sure, because I've not given a certain mock interview. But then if you're not confident, try giving the mock interview and try to wear the same dress. Like, because if you are wearing a new dress, because most people will buy a new dress for the interview, and if the dress doesn't fit you, then you won't be comfortable enough. So when you're giving for the mock interview, try to wear the same dress that you have to wear on that interview day. That is very important. And the last of all, be confident and believe in God. Think that since God have brought you till this far, so God will carry you along. So just believe in God, and remember that you have to show your talent, you have to display your knowledge. So just try to enjoy the moment, and everything will be good. So this is mainly for civil service, NPSC civil service examination. About technical, and if it's about technical, mostly they're asking question on opinion based. But if there is for technical, then there will always somebody who will ask technical questions. So try to, like, whether it's education, civil education exam, or whether it's about technical also, then try to read your subject. For example, like you're writing on education exam and yours is history, then brush up the history facts, everything. And if you are on technical, then engineering, then read the engineering along with GS. as well as current affairs. Current affairs is very important. So likewise, even if you are preparing for civil service examination, if you're since in NPSC we don't have optional, so if your graduation subject is history, then try to brush up the history, because there are that they can ask questions to you on history. And if you have any prior work experience, for example, like I was working as an essay, then they will ask you like why you, even though you're working as an essay, why you are writing the job, why you're writing the exam again. So prepare questions on that line. And just like I said, when you are trying to give, when you are trying to introduce yourself, tell them everything that you want them to ask questions on, so that you and try to prepare the answers on those questions in advance. And just like I said, if you're not able to answer some facts, don't be scared, just enjoy the moment. So yeah, here I'm ending the video. Everyone, all the best, and just enjoy the process of the examination, just enjoy the interview. Yeah, thank you.